welcome to another exciting episode of The Graced Woman. My name is Mama Grace. Today, I have a surprise for you. I have a special guest joining us on The Graced Woman who's also on the single journey, and she has some nuggets to share with you. Hello, Shavia.
Hey, Lena.
Welcome to The Graced Woman.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here with us. I am so thankful that you're here, and I'm even so thankful that we're doing a little matchy thing going on.
All right.
You look great. I know. You look great. Thank you for being here. Shavia, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Shravya Chandra. That's my last name, and I'm from.
I don't try mentioning the last name very often, by the way. Just to keep the friendship going.
Yeah, even my first name is not that easy to say. It's hard for people to remember. Anyways, so we all have unique names.
True.
So yeah, I'm from India, and I came to my first time coming to America was coming to see you tonight. I have a bachelor's degree from back home in engineering in telecommunications, but I always wanted to go to Bible school. And then I was saved when I was 16, and since then it has been in my heart to go to Bible school. But then because of the social stuff, like my family pressures, I kind of got into doing my bachelor's, but that desire was always there, and I always took it to God in prayer, and finally God opened doors for me to come to CFNI. And I also wanted to do media. Media was always my area of interest, so I could do both when I came to CFNI. So I did Bible school, and I majored in media, and yeah, and I graduated, and now I go to another college, and I'm doing my associates in accounting, because I always like numbers too. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And my family, my family is like my mom, dad, and my brother, his younger brother. So he's married, he's happy, he's doing his life.
Well, one of the many things that Shavia and I have in common, I won't say one thing, is that we both have younger siblings who married and we're still waiting. So that's a very interesting dynamic. Let me just leave it at that. But anyway, like I said, one more thing we have in common. Shavia, I'd like to know what propels you in this season.
I think it's just, it might sound routine, it might sound, what is the word, cliche?
Mm-hmm.
But it is God.
I don't think God is cliche though, but go ahead and explain.
Yeah, sure. But that's the answer everyone gives, so
okay.
That's what I meant. But it is God for me, because I feel like the verse that keeps me going is, great are his plans for you, and then plans to prosper you and not to destroy you. So God has definitely amazing plans for you. I feel like whatever ups and downs that we go through in life is us, not God.
Mm-hmm.
We should stop putting the blame on God and start taking responsibilities of our mistakes and go ahead. So I feel like it's always been God. I know that He has plans for me. I know He has really amazing plans for me. So that's what keeps me going. Just hoping on Him and encouraging myself to move forward every day. So yeah.
Good. Shavia, this journey has been interesting because you're a 30-something. You can't get to 30-something without having some highs and lows in your journey. So I'd like you to share with us what have been some of your highs and what have been some of your lows.
So the highs, I want to go with that first, is when I see my other friends, married friends of course, mostly all of them are married, but when I see them and I see, I feel glad that I don't have the baggage with me. I don't have to, I have more time for myself to be free, independent, to do my thing, and I don't have to come home to yelling husband, crying kids, messy house. I come home.
Well, the kids are not always yelling.
You know how kids are. it's a beautiful thing to until you have them. Once you have them, I've seen my friends. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't want to, but right now I'm in a good place.
Okay.
Happy place. Enjoying my singleness, my free time, and also the other good thing is like it gives you time to spend more time with God.
Okay.
Like in your personal time, your quiet time, your devotion, even being active in church. So it gives you more time in that area. So that's one good thing for me, because once you get married, you're coming home to a mess, I guess. Now I come home to the way I left it, which is clean. Yeah, so that has been some highs. Like I have more my time for myself, and the lows, I guess, like every feeling has a saturation point. So when you reach that point, like you kind of get lonely. You kind of have someone to talk to rely on, to share with. So yeah, friends are good, but it's good if you have a partner. It's more intimate.
Right.
So yeah, that's where I would say are the lows that sometimes you get lonely, and sometimes you just get discouraged. Like how long is the wait, which is hard. But yeah. I think that's just that. So that's when you have to go propel yourself to look towards God and keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I know it's not easy because one, your family's not here. So you're here by yourself. You're technically a family of one in this place.
And you.
So there's that. But I thank God for how far He's brought us, and all the things that He's doing in us and through us and all of these different things. Now, Shavia, again, being 30-something, you should have learned some lessons, some valuable lessons, and I'd like you to share these lessons with us.
So, I think one main lesson that I learned is don't rush things. So, if you rush things, like everything falls in place in God's timing, and God's timing is perfect. Right? Like we all know that, but we don't want to do that. We don't want to carry on to that.
Right.
So we try to rush things. We try to put our own input in between, like how Abraham wanted to have kids already, and then he brought in whatever, and then So that's what we need. Like that's the lesson that I learned. Like don't rush into things. So. And also, like, God has been really protective of me in my journey, because coming from where I come from, arranged marriage is like the thing. That's how we get married. So arranged marriage brings a lot of, it comes to a point where there's a lot of pressure. There's peer pressure, there's social pressure, there's family pressure. So the pressure was more on me because of my parents. Because if your daughter is a particular age and she's not married, it's like there's something wrong with her. I know it is like everywhere, but in my culture it's more. It's like they talk to your face, they say it to your face. So I didn't want my parents to go through that. So there was a time that they were kind of rushing into these proposals that they were looking into. But as I said, God has protected me. Like it used to get called off for some reason. It used to not even come onto me. It used to get called off between the parents.
This is the arranged marriages. Okay.
So when the guy used to come, they used to talk and everything. But when the parents are talking off the guy, like my parents and their parents, something used to go off and something used to get called off. And they used to not give me the details. They used to say, "Oh, it didn't work out. Someone else is coming to look at you." So I was like, so that's when I saw like this happened for a span of 4 years. My parents were looking and looking and looking and looking. Nothing worked out. So that's when I knew that He has great plans for me. I better wait. So that's when I saw like you can't rush into things. So that was one lesson that I've seen, that don't rush, just wait on God.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Before we wrap this up, I know that everybody has their one great advice. What's your one great advice that you've received that you'd like to share with us?
Like I said, like make God your focus, make God your foundation, and don't lose hope. Like God will never give up on you. God will never give up on you. Like it's so interesting that my pastor at church was talking about singleness and couples and marriage and everything, and then recently he was talking about the book of Ruth. And when he was talking about book of Ruth, like you can see that this is what I realized. Like Ruth was a widow, and then Boaz was like a middle-aged man, like probably in his 50s or something. So if you think from their point of view, like Ruth must have thought that I'm a widow and I'm gonna be single forever, and then Boaz must be thinking like I'm too old now to get married. But God brought them together in their most unexpected times.
Right.
And when the time is right, it takes like just a moment for it to happen. So at that moment, you feel like all the weight, all the pain is worth it. And another thing, you won't remember that. You won't even remember everything you've been through. So that in that moment, like that made me realize that there is hope. Don't give up. So if God could bring them together at that point and even put them in the genealogy of Jesus Christ, like don't rush things and don't lose hope. And also like the main issue for everyone would be the biological clock, especially for women. So everyone's like, if you're this age, that age, like it's you have complications and blah blah blah. So at that time, like what used to keep me going was if God could give Abraham and Sarah a kid at 100 years, He can give you in your 30s and your 40s. So don't underestimate God.
I like that one. Don't underestimate God.
Yeah, because we try to take things in our hands and try to do it our way. Even if that doesn't work out, like how Daniel and his friend says, even if God doesn't save us, so even if there's always adoption.
Right.
Go adopt a kid, give a new kid a new life, a new hope. You know, that's how God did to us. Like he came for the Jews, but then he adopted us, and then he made us the heathen, his kids, and he loved us the same way, the way he loved his children, the Israelites. So do that. Take God as example and go adopt kids and love them as your own. That's more hard. You can love your own, like, you know, like, but naturally. But if you love someone else as your own, that takes guts. That takes, you know, responsibility. That shows that you're different. So yeah, there are always opportunities. There are always doors open. So just make God your foundation. Don't lose hope, and then focus on God, and just encourage yourself, to stir yourself every day to keep going up in the faith day by day. So I think that's the advice that I can give, because that's the struggle we all go through. So I understand that. Yeah, it's more mentally.
Right.
More mentally.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I sometimes feel like we take too much on ourselves too. What's wrong with me? What's not happening? So don't just be yourself, and just don't be at home just lazy. No, go out, talk to people. At the same time, don't rush. Find a balance, strike a balance, like make a balance, like have your own time. At the same time, go out. Don't force yourself on guys and scare them away. Take your time, you know, just relax. Love yourself. Yeah, love yourself. God will love that. That don't overdo, but yeah.
I like that. Shavia, thank you so much for coming today and sharing with us. I think that my biggest takeaway, I mean, I've learned a lot from you, don't get me wrong, but I think that my biggest takeaway today is this: don't underestimate God. Do not underestimate God. Okay? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. God bless you. God keep you. See you next time.